Hello, everybody, and welcome in. I'm the Dependent Fanatic. Hello. If you have not seen me before, go check out other videos and get acquainted. All right. But those of you that have been watching know that I have done predictions for every Power Four conference, and I have promised that I will do a playoff bracket. And here it is. Here is my predicted playoff bracket in the end of this video. But I can't go right into that without telling you how I got there and why I got there. So I'm going to give you my top 22 teams going into the playoff. Why 22, you ask? Well, because 4 lost teams will not make a 12-team playoff here, now, never, ever. And these teams in the Power Four will be 3 loss or better. All right, these top 22 teams. Remember, only 11 of these Power Four teams are going to get into the playoff because of the group of 5 representative. And that means 11 of these teams are going to be left out of the playoff. This is going to be one exciting end to the season. One maybe like none other that we've seen. I have yet to determine my group of 5 team, but it really doesn't matter in this because I think these top 22 teams will outrank any group of 5 team with their resumes based off my predictions, because none of the group of 5 teams are going to beat any of these 22 teams from the Power Four. So here we go. This top 22 will be started off by the 11 teams that will be left out, and we will work our way towards the 11 teams that are going to be in, culminating with the number 1 team and the number 1 seed, and then I will give you my bracket at the end of this. I'm not going to fill it out yet. That will be in a further video. I don't even know what the G5 team is, and they still could upset some people. I'm not a G5 hater. I don't hate them at all, but let's be real. In today's day and age, they can't hold a light to these 22 teams' resumes, and you'll understand after I go through them. Therefore, whoever it is will be the 12 seed. So it really doesn't matter. But we're going to start with number 22 here in the Power Four, and that is Ole Miss. They are going to go 9-3. They are going to have 3 quality wins. Arkansas, who is going to be 6-6. South Carolina, 7-5, and Florida, who I predicted to go 9-3. Quality wins are against Power Four teams that are 6-6 or better, so You'll hear the number of quality wins going through this video. That's what those are. If you want to know the losses for these teams, just go to my channel and look at every team's record that I did for every Power Four conference. There's a video for every one. You can go watch those. But I'm not going to waste my time with any of that. You guys want to know who I think is going to make the college football playoff, and here it is. These teams are left out, but damn close. Great seasons for all these teams, starting with Ole Miss at 22. 21 is Duke, 9-3, 3 quality wins. Illinois, 8-4. NC State, 7-5, and Georgia Tech, 8-4. Louisville, yes, from the ACC yet again, is number 20, 9-3 as well. 3 quality wins for them too. Cal at home, Clemson at home, good win. And then Duke, a 9-3 team at home. Yes, Clemson is going to go 11-2, and that is going to be one of Louisville's wins. So they are number 20. At number 19 is Auburn, 9-3, but 4 quality wins out of the SEC. 1 against the Big 12 at Baylor, who is going to go 8-4. Arkansas on the road, a 6-6 team. Vanderbilt on the road, a 6-6 team. And then Alabama, an 11-2 team at the end of the season. They'll beat those 4 teams. That's good enough for number 19. Number 18 is going to be Texas A&M at 9-3 with 4 quality wins as well. They will have beaten Auburn, the team before, 9-3 team. But before that, They will go on the road to beat Notre Dame, an 11-1 team. Then they will win at Arkansas, a 6-6 team, and then South Carolina at home, a 7-5 team. Tennessee is going to be number 17. They're going to go 10-2 with 4 quality wins. They're going to beat Georgia, a 10-2 team as well. Arkansas, 6-6. Oklahoma, 7-5, and Vanderbilt, 6-6. At number 16 is a BYU team that is just a quarterback short now, in my opinion. I had them as a dark horse in one of my videos for the national title. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But 10-2, they're going to be number 16 at the end of the season going into the playoff with 4 quality wins. West Virginia at home, 6-6. Utah, 8-4. TCU, 7-5. And UCF, 8-4. Iowa State is going to beat BYU, and they are the number 15 team. They're going to beat West Virginia they're going to beat Kansas State. Iowa State, number 15, is going to be Kansas State in the non-conference. Yes, the conference team, but this is one of those Big 12 non-conference games. And it's going to be in a neutral site, and Iowa State is going to win that game versus a 7-5 Kansas team. Yes, that's what I predicted for Kansas State. Iowa is going to be 8-4, and Iowa State is going to beat them early on in the season. BYU, a 10-2 team. Arizona State, a 12-1 team. And then Kansas, a 7-5 team. Iowa State's going to have great wins, 5 of them, which puts them at number 15. But they're going to be behind, and it's going to make some people angry, especially that team down south. Ohio State is at number 14. After my predictions, they missed the playoff. They are outside with a 9-3 record, 5 quality wins, mind you. At Washington, an 8-4 team. Minnesota, an 8-4 team. At Illinois, a 8-4 team. At Wisconsin, a 6-6 team, and then Rutgers, a 6-6 team. But they are not going to beat the two teams that are ahead of them that will beat them in Michigan and Penn State, and Oregon is still out there, yet to be seeded. So here we go. Now it gets really interesting because we're on the fringe of who is going to make this college football playoff. Where are they going to be seated? I think Miami is number 13 at 10-3. After losing to Clemson in the college football or in the ACC championship game, they'll still have 5 quality wins at Florida State, 7-5 team, Louisville, a 9-3 team, at SMU, a 7-5 team, NC State, a 7-5 team, and at Virginia Tech, a 6-6 team is what I have for Virginia Tech. So there is going to be one Power 4 loser from their conference that is going to be left out of this college football playoff, and it's going to be Miami. Because even Florida is going to be left out as well at number 12, who beat Miami. I have them beating Miami on the road early in the season, a 10-3 team. Florida is going to have 5 quality wins with a 9-3 record. They're going to win at Miami. At Texas at home, a 10-2 team. Texas A&M on the road, a 9-3 team. Tennessee at home, a 10-2 team. And then Florida State, a 7-5 team. So Florida beats Miami head-to-head, and they are ahead of them, but still left out of the playoff because of that pesky group of 5 team that just doesn't belong. I don't want to hate on them, but they just don't belong here. I would love to see either one of those teams, any of these teams I've listed in the playoff over some group of 5 team, unless they're damn good and they beat one of these teams. But I don't have that happening. So for the Big 12, they are going to get their runner-up into the college football playoff at the number 11 seed. Texas Tech is going to go 10-3, just like Miami, but they're going to have 6 quality wins. Kansas is going to be 7-5. Oklahoma State's going to be 6-6. At Kansas State 7-5. UCF 8-4. West Virginia 6-6, and then BYU a 10-2 team. And then Oregon is going to be your 10th seed, making the playoff with a 9-3 record. They're going to have 7 quality wins. Oklahoma State 6-6, just like Texas Tech. At Northwestern 6-6. Indiana 6-6. Rutgers on the road 6-6. Wisconsin 6-6. But Minnesota and USC are both going to be wins at home for Oregon as well. They're going to be 8-4 teams, so there's something to prop them up just ahead of Texas Tech. So I have 2 3-loss teams making the college football playoff over a couple of 10-2 teams. And surprisingly, one of them is from the SEC. This is going to be against the SEC getting in a 5th team. I remember saying that them getting 5 teams in the SEC video I said was pretty much imminent. Well, I dug further in. I figured out my bracket. It's not going to happen. 4 teams, though, matching the Big Ten from last season. You will get 4 teams in. So I have 2 3-loss teams in here in the playoff, though. And because of straight seeding, the 9 and 8 seeds will be playing against each other, so you'll already know that. I'll give you my bracket here, but Notre Dame is the 9 seed for me. Even though I have them going 11-1, they only have 4 quality wins. At Miami, 10-3. At Arkansas, 6-6. NC State, 7-5. USC, 8-4. I had to put Notre Dame somewhere, unlike themselves, where they can't put themselves in a conference. I had to put them in a spot, and here it is. Texas is the 8 seed at 10-2. All right, so a worse record, but 1 more quality win. They have 5. They're going to win at Ohio State, a 9-3 team. They're going to beat Oklahoma, the 7-5 team. They're going to beat Vanderbilt 6-6, Arkansas 6-6, and Texas A&M 9-3 all at home. So because of straight seeding, this means that Notre Dame will have to go on the road and play at Texas in round 1 of the playoff, which seems kind of controversial, doesn't it? An 11-1 team traveling to a 10-2 team? Yep. I think the committee is going to make that happen. Notre Dame has to pay. Join a conference. But anyway. Now, if this is flipped around with Texas going to Notre Dame, I wouldn't mind. And it still wouldn't affect the rest of my seeding. The next 7 teams are clearly going to host a game or have a bye in the first round of the playoff. Number 7, Georgia. It's going to go 10-2 with 5 quality wins, and one of them is Texas. They're going to win at Auburn. They're going to 9-3 team, I believe. Mississippi is going to be a 9-3 team. Florida in the neutral site, 9-3. Texas at home, 10-2. At Georgia Tech, 8-4. 5 really quality wins there for the 7 seed. The 6 seed, Michigan. I struggled here because, some of our wins, I'm a Michigan fan if you can't tell. Some of our wins are versus lower class Big Ten teams. Georgia's beating the upper class in the SEC. I could see this being flipped here, but just because Michigan makes the college or the Big Ten championship game, I have them just slightly ahead a little bit with that extra win and the extra quality win. 11-2, Michigan will go. The 6 quality wins. They're going to win at Oklahoma, who's going to end up going 7-5, but they're going to win at Nebraska, who's going to go 8-4. Wisconsin 6-6, Washington 8-4, at Northwestern 6-6, and then Ohio State in Ann Arbor 9-3. And they will be the Big Ten runner-ups after losing to Penn State, who will be coming up here later. Now the top 5 teams. And the ACC champs are first, meaning one of these conferences has a team in the top and a bye that didn't win their conference. And that's based off straight seeding. That's based off the resume of their season. Who will they beat? Who they lose to? All of that. Conferences really doesn't matter. I look at each and every individual team's records and what I think they're going to do, and then that's how I lay it out. So, but the ACC, their champion is going to be the 5th seed. Yes, Clemson, 11-2, 7 quality wins. They're going to beat LSU, 11-2 team at home. They're going to beat Georgia Tech on the road, 8-4. SMU, 7-5. Duke, 9-3. Florida State, 7-5. At North Carolina, 8-4. And then the neutral site game in the conference championship versus Miami, a 10-3 team. That is their resume, pretty damn good. But the Big 12s is better. And I think Arizona State is going to be your 4 seed. At a 12-1 record, only 6 quality wins, so 1 less than Clemson, but 1 less loss than Clemson as well. They're going to win at Baylor, an 8-4 team. TCU, a 7-5 team. At Utah, 8-4. Texas Tech, 10-2. West Virginia, 6-6, and then Texas Tech again in the conference championship game, 10-3. So Arizona State, 12-1. They're the 4 seed. Here is that non-conference winner in the top 4. At number 3, I have the SEC runner-up, which is going to be Alabama, because I have Alabama going 11-2, and they're going to have 8 quality wins, and they're going to split between the number 2 team in these games. So they're going to win at Florida State, who's going to be 7-5. Wisconsin 6-6. They're going to win at Georgia, who is going to be 10-2. Vanderbilt 6-6. At South Carolina 7-5. Tennessee at home 10-2. LSU 11-2. And then Oklahoma 7-5 was somewhere earlier in there, but I forgot to put them in. But yeah, eight quality wins for Alabama. That's why they're number 3. And then the number 2 team, LSU, the SEC champions. LSU is going to go 11-2 as well, and they'll have the same amount of quality wins as Alabama, 8 of them. They're going to beat Florida at home, 9-3. At Miss, 9-3. South Carolina, 7-5. At Vanderbilt, 6-6. Texas A&M, 9-3. Arkansas, 6-6. At Oklahoma, 7-5. And then they will beat Alabama in the SEC championship game, which will knock them down to 11-2. Quality team. All of these are just quality, great teams that I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this season finishes, but I think Penn State, the Big Ten champs, are going to be number 1. They'll be seeded number 1 after they go 12-1 in the regular season. They're going to have only 7 quality wins, 1 behind the 2 SEC teams, but only 1 loss, and it's the Big Ten champ. They're going to beat Oregon 9-3 at home, Northwestern 6-6, at Ohio State 9-3, Indiana at home 6-6, Nebraska 8-4, Rutgers 6-6, and then they're going to beat Michigan in the Big Ten championship game, an 11-2 team. So what does that make? What does that leave for my predictions? This is the bracket that I'm going to be filling out in the next video. The number 12 team seed is going to be the group of 5 team. Whoever the G5 representative is, they will be the 12 seed, no matter their record. I've already gone over this. You heard me rattle off all of those wins for the Power 4 team. And they're gonna get the opportunity to travel to the number 5 seed in the first round of the college football playoff. And that is going to be Clemson, an 11-2 team. And it's going to be in Memorial Stadium, or Death Valley, as the Clemsonites like to say in South Carolina. So the 12-5 matchup is going to be in South Carolina, Clemson. The winner of that game will play the 4 seed, Arizona State, who is a 12-1 predicted team for me. The next matchup in the playoff in the first round is going to be the 11 seed, Texas Tech, 10-3, taking on my Michigan Wolverines, 11-2, in Michigan Stadium, or the Big House in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The winner of this game will play number 3 Alabama, who is 11-2. This would make 3 games in 3 years between Michigan and Alabama if Michigan can beat Texas Tech at home. All right. Oregon is going to be the 10 seed, and they are going to play at Georgia, in between the hedges in Athens, Georgia. Oregon's going to be 9-3, Georgia's 10-2. The winner of that game will play number 2 LSU in an 11, and we're 11-2. Now I know all of these big games are going to be in one of the 6 major bowl sites. I didn't look at that yet. I'll look at that in the next video when I actually fill out my bracket. But basically, this is what it's going to be. It doesn't really matter where those games are going to be played. I'm not predicting those. So, yeah, that. Imagine if Georgia has to play LSU. Imagine if Oregon plays LSU. Epic games here. And then the 9 seed is Notre Dame, and at 11-1, they travel to Texas to play a 10-2 team. The winner of that will play the number 1 team, Penn State, who went 12-1. So it's going to be unbelievable. None of the first round playoff games will be rematches of the regular season, as well as I have predicted right now. So that'll be awesome. And you know what? The group of 5 needs to make their own conference, because the first 11 teams that I mentioned, add 1 more to it, that would be an amazing playoff that everyone would watch. And that is not in the top 11. This season is going to be nuts. Everybody can't wait. Let's go.